Good evening and welcome back to the National Irish Short Course Championships of 2021. Day one of these championships is the evening session where we're going to see the first finals of today. If you missed us this morning, we had the heats of many different events that we will now see the finals of, and it should be a fantastic evening of action on what has been a brilliant day for Irish swimming. I obviously reference Ellen Walsh's heroics over in the Short Course Swimming Championships, the World Short Course Swimming Championships in Abu Dhabi, claiming a magnificent silver medal in the 400 metre individual medley. A fantastic achievement after earlier today as well, this morning, Mona McSharry becoming Ireland's second finalist at those championships and breaking her own Irish senior record in the 50 metre breaststroke semi-finals. In what is only the first day of the championships, McSharry swam 29.65 and will go into the final on Friday, ranked third. So fingers crossed that Mona can back up that brilliant performance today that's got her through to the final. But fantastic work from Ellen Walsh to get a silver medal and a brilliant day for Irish swimming. Also like to remind you that Swim Ireland's club and community prize draw supporting your clubs is now open for business and offering you the chance to win some amazing prizes this year. There's a trip to New York, a staycation at the 4-star Foda Island Resort, a break at the Castleroy Hotel in Limerick, and a whole host of other prizes up for grabs. So all you have to do is to be in with a chance of winning those said prizes and to be able to support your club by buying a €5 ticket to enter the prize draw. And obviously €4 from every ticket purchased goes to the club you choose to support when you buy your ticket. And obviously during these testing times, the clubs need as much support as they can get. So find out more information on the Swim Ireland website, swimireland.ie, or head to bit.ly/SwimIrelandDraw to get those tickets. Obviously all support is massively beneficial, not only for the clubs but for Swim Ireland. Moving on to this evening's action, and there's some brilliant action at that to come. We've got the 50 metre backstroke finals starting off with the men's, then moving on to the women's. We've then got the 100 metre freestyle, men starting off, and we've got three finals there. We've got a C final, a B final and an A final, and the exact same for the women's, a C, B and A in the 100 metre freestyle. Then we move on to the 200 metre butterfly, where there's again going to be a C, B and A final for both men and women in that order. And then the 100 metre breaststroke final, again a C final, a B final and an A final for both men and women. And we're going to finish off with the medley, the individual medleys, the 100 metre medley, with the men's going first, followed by the women's, and we'll have some presentations afterwards as well to bring you. Obviously that medley being an extremely hot topic with the brilliant news of Ellen Walsh this afternoon over in Abu Dhabi, doing the country extremely proud, the Olympian Ellen Walsh. So fingers crossed, we might be seeing a few future Olympians on the show this evening and across this championship. This morning was fantastic action. We've got some brilliant support, obviously, from the Irish clubs, but we've also got some great visitors as well. Visiting clubs from England, from Greece and from Malta, and they certainly add to the standard of the competition, and it makes it as competitive as it is, which is so good for Irish swimming. We've had a bit of success for the Nova Centurion Swimming Club from Nottingham already in the freestyle relay for the women's, after Larne took out the men's freestyle relay this morning in the first heat. Those were heat decided winners, obviously, those two events. And also we had a brilliant showing in the 800 metre freestyle, and we saw a fantastic performance this morning from Nathan Whiffen, who I got a little bit over carried away in commentary at the time. It was looking like he was going to be going very close to breaking his brother Daniel's Irish record. He just failed on doing so. Daniel still holds that 800 metre freestyle short course record for Ireland of 7 minutes 47:20. His brother on this occasion, Nathan, posting a time of 7 minutes 50.71. So fantastic to see, fantastic for the Whiffen family. Obviously Daniel Whiffen bringing up that record just a month ago over in Sheffield. So bright signs for the Irish swimming team. But it was fantastic to watch, and we also saw the Greek swimmer Electra Lebel take out the 800 metre freestyle for the women's with a very strong swim herself, beating her seed time by nearly 10 seconds in the process and finishing 7th overall in the event, which was a fantastic effort. She also won a heat earlier, so we'll be seeing her this evening in one of these finals, and that's where it's fantastic to have that competition that we're going to be seeing throughout this evening and throughout the competition. Obviously we'll be back out tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday also for some fine action with heats in the morning, starting off at 10 o'clock on both mornings, and then these final sessions starting off at 5:30 on both occasions, and should be a good hour and a half or 2 hours of action to get ourselves stuck into. Starting off with those backstroke events, the 50 metre backstroke. The men's will go first, and then the women's. Fast and frenetic stuff as we saw earlier this morning, and these 50 metre races can often be over in a blink of an eye, especially on the short course. Just 25 metres per length, and it's just that one turn and it's over in the blink of an eye. And we had a sub 26 second prelim from Jordan McPhail in one of those heats this morning, and looks like an interesting first race to start off with, and no better time to preview it than now, considering there won't be too much time to talk during the actual event. Jordan McPhail, one of these welcome guests to these championships from England, representing Natar West London, of which his closest pursuer in terms of times in the prelims comes from the exact same club. A year younger, 17 years old, Pietro Ubertali, who swam with great distinction this morning in a number of different events. He'll be very happy with his performances, and he's got a great chance here. There's less than a tenth of a second between those two on their prelim time, so it will be down to who can get the job done in the big race. I think I'm probably fair to say that the highlight this evening will come later down in the card, the 100 metre breaststroke, and there looks to be a fascinating clash ahead of us between Oisin Cook of Tuam and Owen Corby of Limerick. Corby obviously so close to qualifying for the Olympics this summer in Tokyo, just missing out, but that experience will stand him in good stead going forward to those 2024 games, and he showed himself off to be in very good form. But that should be a fascinating encounter, because Oisin Cook recorded the slightly quicker prelim time of 59.44 to Corby's 59.52. The two of them on times well clear of the rest by nearly 3 seconds. And as you can see on your screens, we're about to get started, and we're going to get the 50 metre backstroke underway. Starting off, I'll bring you through the lanes, starting off closest to us in lane 0. As you can see on your screen, 0 right on the near side, 9 on the far side. And in lane 0 is Joe Reedy from Kingdom, qualifying with 27.09. Beside him in 1 is Ben Wilmot from Splash World Sharks. In lane 2 is Lorcan Gourlay from Larne. In lane 3 from Nova Centurion is Thomas Pickering. In lane 4 is the aforementioned Jordan McPhail from Natar West London, and in lane 5 Pietro Ubertalli from Natar West London. Adam Barnes is from Ards in 6, Callum Ashton in 7 for UCD, John Short from Bluefin in 8, and Neddy Irwin from Dolphin in 9. And you can just sense in the stadium here that there's just a palpable tension. The first final of this evening can be over in a blink of an eye. You have to start well. Just all has to go to plan. And they're off. And looks like a very clean start from all competitors. McPhail, as you'd expect, in amongst it with Ubertalli. In 6 is Adam Barnes. Who's going to come up first? It's going to be very close here. It looks like maybe McPhail. Adam Barnes in 6, swimming huge. Ubertalli in 5, McPhail maybe. In 3 is Pickering. It goes to Jordan McPhail. Jordan McPhail in lane number 4, just from Pietro Ubertalli in 2. And it was Thomas Pickering with a real late surge for Nova Centurion in 3. Adam Barnes, best of the Irish for Ards in 4th. He swam a great race. But it was McPhail, it was close. It was going to be close all the way. 25.91. A brilliant swim, better than his swim this morning. Fantastic start to this evening's undertaking. Jordan McPhail getting the job done for Natar West London. Ubertalli in 2nd, Pickering in 3rd. And we move quickly on to the women's equivalent, the 50-metre backstroke. Again, we'll go from lane 0 outwards, starting off with Jessica Lee from Nova Centurion. In lane 1 is Cora Rooney from Enniskillen Lakelanders. In lane 2 is Molly Nolte from Swilly Seals. In lane 3 is Lottie Cullen from Swim Belfast. Lane 4, the standard bearer Maria Godden from Kilkenny. Jenna McDougall is in 5 for UCD. Iona Colbert, one to look out for. In lane 6 for Nova Centurion, Florence Tinsley of Ards in 7. Leah Martin of Templeogue in 8. And Emma Fagan of Galway in 9. As I say, Maria Godden coming into this race with the fastest prelim, 28.4. Jenna McDougall's 28.58 this morning. Lottie Cullen 28.67. None of the other swimmers able to register a sub 29. So you think the action's going to come between lanes 3 and 5. But as we've seen so many times, these things can all change. Seems to be a very strong start in lane 3 from Lottie Cullen. This might be just Cullen on the tip here from lane 4. That's Maria Godden. Who's going to come up first here? It looks between Cullen from Godden. Cullen from Godden in 3 and 4. It's going to be very close between these two. Cullen and Godden. It's going to be on the touch. And it's gone to Maria Godden on the screen. Very, very close. 28.16 to 28.19 is what the initial times are telling us. And that is confirmed. It's gone to Maria Godden in lane 4. With 28.16 from Kilkenny. Lottie Cullen with an enormous swim of 28.19 from Swim Belfast. And Jenna McDougall of UCD sweeps the bronze prize. 28.47 for her. Very good swims from all three better than their swims this morning. And Maria Godden, just by the smallest of margins, just goes to show 0.03 of a second between Godden and Cullen on that occasion. The 19-year-old from Kilkenny just prevailing. And that wraps up those 50-metre backstrokes. And we move quickly on to the 100-meter freestyle, and this is the C final to start us off. And in lane 0 is John Mulhall from Trojan. In lane 1 is Philip Duda from Longford. In lane 2 is Ben Riddle from Ards. Lane 3, Robin Pfeiffer from Bluefin. Lane 4, Pietro Ubertali, who's only just in the pool from Natar West London. Oisin Tabet from NAC in 5, Charlie Cassidy in 6 for Dolphin, Harry Winston in 7 for Aer Lingus, Liam Sheedy in 8, and Mark Galland in 9. And they've just been told to stand down there temporarily. Just obviously to finish off Liam Sheedy from City of Derry, obviously in lane 8, and Mark Galland from Sunday Wells in lane 9. Very close between a lot of these here in this C final for the 100-meter freestyle. Ubertali, as I mentioned, just in the pool there, coming second in the 50-meter backstroke. I'd hazard a guess that was only 2 or 3 minutes ago. Arrives here with the fastest time of 52.53 this morning from this bunch, but to go into show how close it could be, Tibet with 52.56, Pfeiffer 52.71, and Charlie Cassidy 52.84. And given that Ubertali was only swimming a couple of minutes ago, those fine margins could be exposed. It would be a testament to the young swimmer from London, 17 years of age. Tibet, a 16-year-old from NAC, a local swimmer, will know this pool like the back of his hand. And Pfeiffer in 3 for Bluefin. And they're off for the 100-meter freestyle C final. 4 lengths of the pool on this occasion for the 100 meters. And it's going to be probably lane 5 getting the touch there, Tibet. And he's probably just in front. Lane 6, Charlie Cassidy with a big swim so far, so they're going to touch at half time. It's 5, it's to beat from Cassidy in 6, Ubertali in 4, Pfeiffer in 3, a good swim in 7 from Harry Winston. He's still in with a chance. And it's lane 5 who's going to come out in front. And it's Tibet who leads them. Cassidy still coming. Harry Winston with a huge swim in 3 is Pfeiffer, but it's going to be lane 5. It's Oisin Tabet of NAC with a 52.21 swim, a very good swim at that. Robin Pfeiffer in second with 52.58 in lane 3, and Charlie Cassidy with a big swim in number 6, a 52.65. Ubertali just out of the medals on this occasion. Harry Winston showed up very well there, sub 53 for him. He was 53.6 this morning, so a massive improvement. But it goes to the NAC swimmer, the 16-year-old Oisin Tabet, who bettered his morning effort to take home the C final of the 100-meter freestyle. And we move quickly on to the B final. Starting off again from lane 0. It's Oren Savage from Splash World Sharks. We've Sam Winston in 1 from Aer Lingus. Sean James Waring from ASA Malta in 2. Cody Dunyan from Ards in 3. Brian Leong from Natar West London in 4. Thomas Leggett from Larne in 5. Adam Colgan from Lisburn in 6. Adam Geddes from Banbridge in 7. John Short from Bluefin in 8. And Aidan Cook from Kilkenny rounding out the lot in 9. Again, very close. Brian Leong and Thomas Leggett with the exact same prelim time of 51.63. Cody Dunyan 51.66. And Adam Colgan 51.7. So less than 0.1 of a second between 4 of them in the prelims. So it could be a very tight one. This could be a blanket finish to the B final. And a good start from in lane 4 is Leong, and in lane 3 was Cody Dunyan as well, who was quick to get involved. 7 showing up very well as well. That's Adam Geddes there for Banbridge, who's swimming a massive race and probably in front at the halfway point. From 3, that's Cody Dunyan. Potentially struggling a shade now, Leong. Thomas Leggett yet to get involved. And the last touch, and it may well have been Geddes still in front in 7. In 3 is Cody Dunyan, but it's Adam Geddes from Banbridge, from Cody Dunyan of Ards. It's a northern finish, and it goes to Cody Dunyan of Ards, who gets the touch at 50.5. A winner for Ards. Adam Geddes in second for Banbridge at 50.67. And it was Sam Winston from the clouds for Aer Lingus in lane number 1, who's come third, 51.45. Colgan back in 4th. Leong 5, having made his 5th start. Leggett back in 6th. But Cody Dunyan, the winner there from lane 3 at 50.5. That's going to move us on. It's going to move us on to the A final. The A final now, the big one of the 100-metre freestyle. This is a huge opportunity for these young men. Starting off in lane 0, it's Rudy Spiteri, the 19-year-old from ASA Malta. In lane 1 beside him is Bradley Evans from Nova Centurion. In 2 is Jack Casson from Dolphin. From lane 3 is Danny Morgan from Coolmine. In lane 4, the only man to go sub 50 in the prelims, Jack Grace from Kingdom, the 23-year-old, 49.57 in the prelims. Evan Bailey in 5 for New Ross. David Thompson from Ards, maybe a little bit below his best this morning, but a real live wire in this race. In lane 6, Tom Truman from Nova in 7. Conor Fitzgerald from Splash World Sharks in 8. That's Cian O'Keefe Ty from Lear in 9. As I say, Grace with the far superior swim this morning, 49.57, and nobody else went sub 50, but in Evan Bailey, the 16-year-old, the really promising 16-year-old from New Ross, and David Thompson in lane 6, who came in with the fastest seed time. We'll be looking to improve on this morning's effort from Ards. So here we go, the A final of the 100-metre freestyle for the men's. And an even start made, and it might have been Jack Grace who was first to come up there, but it's quite close. Thompson with a good start in 6. In between those, sandwiched in between, is Evan Bailey. It's probably Grace from Thompson at the moment, and these two have a little bit of a break on the others. Grace just touching by 0.2 of a second to Thompson in 2nd. Bailey's in 3rd, in 5 there. Over in 7 is Tom Truman at the moment with a big swim. It's going to be Grace to touch going into the last 25. It's Jack Grace from Thompson, Bailey from New Ross, the 16-year-old with a wet sail. In between the two of them, it's Grace Bailey, just Grace potentially it is. It's Jack Grace at 49.22 who gets the job done for Kingdom. What a swim from Jack Grace. 49.22. The youngster Evan Bailey, 49.38. An enormous swim from the 16-year-old, sub 50, and also sub 50 was David Thompson, 49.68 in 3rd. A very respectable swim from the Ards man. Jack Casson back in 4th, as you can see on your screens. Danny Morgan in 5th, and Bradley Evans in 6th. pulsating 100-metre freestyle final that's gone to Jack Grace. A time of 49.22, an impressive time at that. It looked that Grace and Thompson were dueling away and got going plenty early. And Evan Bailey, who was a little bit off them to start with, came home with a right rattle in the final. In the final 25, only just failing to get there by 0.2 of a second. Jack Grace deserved that based off his swim this morning. And he's held on with an even quicker time, going from 49.57 to 49.2, really impressive. And he takes gold in the A final. From Kingdom, Evan Bailey from New Rasa. Excellent talent based off these performances. Dueling with far more experienced swimmers and swimmers at the top of their game. Thompson back in third. We're going to move on now to the women's equivalent. And we're going to start back at the C final. And we're going to make our way from C to B to A. And we just have the 5 in the C final to start us off. But a very competitive race nonetheless. And after these heats, we're going to have a few presentations of the 50-metre backstroke. If you've only just joined us, it's obviously been all go for the last 20 minutes. The winner of the men's 50-metre backstroke, Jordan McPhail from Natar, West London. Pietro Ubertali, his clubmate, in second, and Thomas Pickering from Nova Centurion in third. And in the 50-metre backstroke for the women, it was Maria Godden who got the job done for Kilkenny from Lottie Cullen in a pulsating finish, with Jenna McDougald filling out the third place spot from UCD. The 5 swimmers for this C final of the 100-metre freestyle for women: in lane 2 is Shifa Brady. In lane 3 is Olivia Miskelly. Brady from Lisburn, Miskelly from Banbridge. Molly O'Brien is in 4 for Asgard. Megan Jones in 5 for Portmarnock. And Amy Sheridan in 6 for NAC, the home club. All very competitive swimmers, these 5. And off they go. And it was probably in lane 3, Olivia Miskelly just about coming up in front, but it's going to be O'Brick who's going to, who potentially might be in front, and Megan Jones in 5. They seem to be neck and neck, these 3. They've gone a little bit clear of Sheridan and Brady as they touch by, and it was just O'Brick from Miskelly and Jones, but the 3 of them very close together. O'Brick in the middle in 4. Near side is Miskelly in 3, and far side is Megan Jones, not out of it yet for Portmarnock. And it's potentially just Miskelly who's beginning to get on top. Miskelly from O'Brick. It's going to be another close one here. Miskelly and O'Brick. Miskelly and O'Brick very close. I think it's just Olivia Miskelly who's going to get the job done at a time of 1 minute and 16, or 1 minute point 16 should I say, just failing to break that minute mark. O'Brick in second, Megan Jones third, Sheridan in 4, and Shifa Brady is going to complete in 5th. So it goes to Olivia Miskelly of Banbridge, the 14-year-old. And all of them will be pretty happy with that. All of them bettering their performance this morning in the heats. So they've done very well there. And the C final goes to Olivia Miskelly. Junior final, and we move on to the transition final. And starting off with lane 0, that's Lauren Farr from Sunday Wells. In lane 1 is Martina Valletta from ASA Malta. In lane 2 beside her, also from ASA Malta, is Francesca Falzon-Young. Hannah O'Shea is in 3 for Dolphin. Kelly Brown in 4 for NAC. Rebecca Lowe from UCD is in 5. Rosie Whitten from Swim Belfast in 6. Ava Jones from Portmarnock is in 7. Namone Rogers from Trojan in 8. And Leah Bailey from New Ross in 9. Kelly Brown coming into this with the strongest prelim, the only one to record a sub 58 this morning. But as we've seen already this evening, that doesn't always lead to a victory here in this transition final. Seems to be an even start. Maybe lane 4, Kelly Brown, the first to touch. Who's going to come up first? It is Brown in 4. From potentially lane 5 there, that's Rebecca Lowe from UCD. Lane 3 maybe in 3rd at the moment. Lane 0 is going very well. Lauren Farr from Sunday Wells swimming a big race on the outside lane, but it is 4 definitively at the moment. It's Kelly Brown from NAC who's out in front, and now potentially lane 3 giving her the most to think about. That's Hannah O'Shea. Rebecca Lowe the other side in 5, but it's going to be Kelly Brown here in 4, and it's going to be Kelly Brown pretty definitively. That was a very good swim from Kelly Brown. It's Rebecca Lowe for 2nd, and it was Francesca Falzon-Young who finished with a rattle to come 3rd. But Kelly Brown 56.96, excellent run, breaking the 57 mark. Rebecca Lowe in 2nd from Francesca Falzon-Young. Hannah O'Shea just run out of it in the end in 4th. Martina Valletta back in 5th. Ava Jones 6th. Lauren Farr, Leah Bailey, Rosie Whitten and Namone Rogers, but all of them with very, very respectable swims there. But it ends up going to Kelly Brown, and it went to Kelly Brown pretty decisively, one has to say. And that's going to move us on to the senior final, the A final here. We saw a pulsating finish to the male equivalent around 10 minutes ago, with Jack Grace coming out on top. In lane 0, nearest to us is Grace Davison, the 14-year-old, by far the youngest on show here in this final from Ards. In lane 1 is Molly McAlorum from Leander. In 2 is Maria Godden from Kilkenny. She's just won the backstroke. Erin Reardon from NAC in 3. Freya Colbert, the fastest qualifier from Nova Centurion in 4. Victoria Catterson in 5 from Ards. Naomi Trait from Kilkenny in 6. Danielle Farrell from Sligo in 7. Kennedy Gordon from Natar West in 8. And Eleanor Kinch from Nova Centurion in 9. As I mentioned, Freya Colbert, the fastest in the prelims this morning, the only to break the 55 mark. 54.69 was her time. Catterson 55.33, and she was the only other one to break 56. Reardon at 56.04 in 3rd in the timings this morning. But it's now to the main event, and it's the big 100-metre freestyle final. A level break, and probably up first there is lane 3, and that's Erin Reardon with a very good start. Freya Colbert in 4 is right there as well, as is Victoria Catterson in 5. Very close at the moment, all across the track, in with a chance. Potentially Colbert just in front on the touch. She is, from Reardon in 2nd, Catterson 3rd, Maria Godden in 4th in lane 2, but swimming another big race, having won the backstroke 20 minutes ago. But it's Freya Colbert who's definitely in front at the final turn. 25 to go. Colbert, but coming on either side, we have Catterson in 5, Reardon in 3. Colbert's going to have to dig deep here, because Catterson's coming in 5, but Colbert's going to just about get it at 54.26 from Catterson, 54.39 in 2nd. Erin Reardon with a good swim, 54.81 for her. Maria Godden, having won the 50-metre backstroke only a matter of minutes ago, with another big swim. The Kilkenny woman in 4th with 55.95. But Freya Colbert, the fastest qualifier, with 54.69, and she's bettered that with 54.26. A massive leap forward from Catterson in 5. From Ards, a big swim from herself in 2nd. And Reardon in 3rd, who was up there all the way and was challenging all the way. Colbert had to dig deep, but she did, and brings home a gold medal for Nova Centurion, and a well-deserved one as well. A very good swim, and we're going to have a little bit of a break from the action, because we're actually going to have a few of the awards being handed out from some of our earlier finals. Just getting the presentation area ready. We really hope you're enjoying the coverage of the Irish Short Course Championships Day 1. It's been all action so far this evening in the finals. We started off with the 50-metre backstroke, which we're going to see the presentations of very soon. And onto then the 100-metre freestyle, and we've had the 3 finals for each competition there, with Freya Colbert just coming out on top in the senior final. And it was Jack Grace from Kingdom who won the 100-metre freestyle senior final for the 100-metre freestyle for the men's. So we're just waiting on couple of the award winners to actually make their way back down to the area to collect their medals, and rightly so, as you can see there on your shot down at the presentation area. Obviously a massive pity to not have any supporters and spectators, family and friends for these young swimmers, but such are the times, and it's great that this event is being able to take place in a safe environment. Having not had these championships last year in 2020, it's a big relief to all at Swim Ireland to get these back on and running so smoothly, and with such great swimmers in action. Obviously them coinciding at the moment with those World Short Course Championships over in Abu Dhabi means we haven't seen perhaps one or two of the more high-profile names. going to see there, getting the commemorative medal going to Thomas Pickering of Nova Centurion and John Short from Bluefin, who swam a massive race, the 14-year-old, another very good prospect. And we've got Pietro Ubertalli picking up his there, having the commemorative gold medal going to Jordan McPhail of Natar West from London, and then that Irish medal going to Adam Barnes of Ards, the fastest finisher of the Irish. A fantastic swim from the 16-year-old. He wins the Irish gold, with McPhail with the commemorative medal. Brilliant to see all of those swimmers getting a much deserved moment to shine. Brilliant swimmers between all of them.
We're now moving on to another presentation for the women to continue the backstroke.
And now moving on to the presentation for the 50-metre women's backstroke. It's Jenna McDougall from UCD, the 19-year-old, coming third on this occasion. It was a close finish between all three at the start. And Lottie Cullen in second, so close to that gold medal, but she'll be awfully proud of the swim she put in. The Titanic last 25 metres with the eventual winner, Maria Godden from Kilkenny, the 19-year-old, who swam with such distinction already in this championship. And she gets the gold medal for the women's 50-metre backstroke. So, as you can see on your screen there, Godden in the number 1 spot, Lottie Cullen in number 2, and Jenna McDougall in 3. Well done to all three of them. Now going to get So we move on to the men's 200-metre butterfly. That's the next event in store for us. It's the junior final to start off with, and just the 3 in the junior final. Closest to us in lane 3 will be Ewan McGoldrick, the 16-year-old from Armagh. In lane 4 is Corey Bowden from Limerick. And in lane 5, the furthest away from us, is James Larkin from Kilkenny. Bowden coming in here with the quickest prelim time of 2:26.05. James Larkin 2:28.20, and Ewan McGoldrick of 2:29.64. We saw this morning just how demanding this 200-metre butterfly can be. 8 lengths of this 25-metre pool, to remind you. And this morning, when I was on commentary with John Kenny, we were discussing the tactics that usually can be employed in terms of going out hard and potentially trying to hang on for that final 50, 75 metres, potentially conserving a little bit and giving yourself a little bit of time to finish strongly and finish well. And it's going to be Bowden in front at the first touch at the 50-metre mark. Out in front, just from James Larkin of Kilkenny, who's just in front of McGoldrick of Armagh. Who's closest to us in third. Solid swimming from all three at the moment. All three of them posted prelim times of sub 2:30. And that'll be the hope for all three of them to try and continue that. Bowden just in front, but making ground is James Larkin of Kilkenny at the halfway stage. Bowden 1:08.54, Larkin 1:08.98, and McGoldrick 1:10.82 at the halfway stage. So it's Bowden from Larkin. And it's just Bowden still. Trying to build up a little bit of a lead here on Larkin, who just won't go away at this moment in time. McGoldrick clearly in third as they're going to head to the last 50 metres here, and 2 lengths to go. And it was Bowden first with 1:44.65, Larkin 1:45.08, but this is when it begins to hurt in the 200-metre fly, when you've got this amount left to go. And Larkin is giving it a go here. They've touched almost inseparably. Bowden still just about, but Larkin giving it a big go in lane 5. Bowden just from Larkin still. Bowden perhaps just going to get the nod here from Larkin, but it is close. But I think it's going to be Bowden, and it is. 2:21.08 from Bowden. James Larkin 2:21.46, and Ewan McGoldrick 2:27.25. All three of the 16-year-olds can feel extremely good about themselves based off those times. Much improved on this morning. Bowden by around 5 seconds, Larkin by over 7 seconds, and McGoldrick 3 seconds. So really impressive swims from all three, and Bowden just getting the nod, the 16-year-old from Limerick, in the junior final. Beats James Larkin from Kilkenny, Ewan McGoldrick in third from Armagh. That's going to move us on to the transition final of the 200-metre fly. Going through our competitors for this transition final, starting off in lane 0, it's Alex Barrett from Blackrock, the 14-year-old. In lane 1 is Alexander McMullen from Bangor. In lane 2 is Samuel Wright, also from Bangor. In 3 is Ronan Kilcoyne from Sligo. In 4 is Dylan Registe from Lisburn. In 5 is Sean Donnellan from Glenalbyn. In 6 is Conor Johnson, Kilkenny. Ronan Darragh in 7 for Enniskillen. Luke Colwell in 8 for Larne. And Adam Lynch in 9 for Slieve Beo. Plenty of these very close in their prelim times, in and around the 2:11, 2:12 bracket. 4 of them within that bracket. Kilcoyne, Regis, Donnellan and Johnson. So lanes 3 to 6, probably the ones the most likely. That's a very strong start from Regis in 4, who's going to touch first at the 25-metre mark, and they've gone out pretty hard, I'd have thought. Lane 6 also with a very good start. That's Conor Johnson from Kilkenny, who's going to be in 2nd at the first turn of 50 metres. In 3rd there is Ronan Kilcoyne of Sligo. Alexander McMullen quite close to us in lane 1, swimming very well as well. He's right up there. But it's Registe who's still out in front. At the 75-metre mark, Registe from in 6, that's Connor Johnson. Lane 3 beginning to swim very well, Kilcoyne. Still lane 1, McMullen going very well at the halfway stage. 1 minute 75 is the time as Registe touched it at the halfway stage of 100 metres. Strong swimming so far. They went out hard though. And who's going to come home the best? Registe still very good. Kilcoyne is right there in 3 beside him from Sligo, beginning to make a bit of progress. In 5 is Sean Donnellan, beginning to stay on quite well. Also in 6 still there is Connor Johnson. Registe with 50 metres to go is still out in front, but certainly doesn't have this transition final one. Registe from Kilcoyne still his closest pursuer. Donnellan continues to make ground in 5. He touches in 3rd. Johnson may be feeling the pinch slightly in 6. Registe is the first out, but Kilcoyne is still working hard. Johnson getting back into it with Donnellan. Registe from Kilcoyne on the near side. Registe just maybe from Kilcoyne on the touch, and it is Registe who gets there from Kilcoyne. Connor Johnson back in 3rd, Donnellan in 4. They were all very close together and all bettering their morning times, more 2:09, 2:10 times. But Dylan Registe from Lisburn at 2:09.57, he breaks the 2:10 mark and just gets there, as you can see on your screens, from Ronan Kilcoyne. A big swim from him in lane 3 from Sligo. He broke the 2:10 as well at 2:09.72. And back in 3rd, Connor Johnson, who looked like he was starting to slightly struggle with around 60-70 metres to go, but came home very well. Yet again, had left enough in the tank. And Sean Donnellan, the 14-year-old from Glenalbyn, with a swim full of promise as well. Just 14 years of age. And we now get to the open final, the open senior final of the 200-metre fly. And this should be a really interesting race. Starting off in lane 0, closest to us is Jack Nolan Whitney from Kilkenny. In 1 is Matthew Hand from Ards. In 2 is Adam Wilson from Banbridge. In 3 is Cyril Hansen-Shaper from Nova Centurion. In 4 is Elliot Day from Nova Centurion. In 5 is Alex McClellan-Marr from Kilkenny. In 6 is Brogan McAvenny from Kilkenny as well. In 7 is Daniel Kennedy from Ards. In 8 is Charlie Eatwell from Ards. And in 9 is Dara Lynch from Cormorant. Elliot Day, the clear standard bearer from this morning, swims 2:02.18 his prelim time. McClellan-Marr from Kilkenny at 2:04.11. Hansen-Shaper 2:05.07 and McAvenny 2:05.96, the 4 to break the 2:06 mark. But Elliot Day from Nova Centurion over in Nottingham, the favourite going in to the senior final here of the 200-metre butterfly for men's. It'll be closely followed and shortly followed by the women's 200-metre butterfly. We've seen so far the finals of all these events have been extremely tight, going down to the wire. Who will come out on top here in the senior final? And a very good start from lane 5 was McClellan-Marr, who probably just touches first, although it's an extremely level break here as they head towards the 50-metre mark, and maybe emerging out of the pack in 6 is McAvenny. We saw this earlier today where McAvenny went off very hard for Kilkenny. And he's looking to do so again in lane 3. A good start from Hanson Shaper from Nova. Elliot Day is in between them in 4, McClellan Maher in 5. These 4 a little bit clear, but over in 9, Dara Lynch swimming very well for this first 75. He's right up there, as in 7 is Daniel Kennedy. But when's it going to begin to feel the pinch here as they head towards halfway? It could be anyone's. I think it's 3. Hanson Shaper who touches first from McClellan Maher and Day, then McAvenny, then Dara Lynch over in 9 in 5th. Day beginning to get into the lead potentially, showing his strength. And it's Elliot Day, Hanson Shaper still right there, as is McClellan Maher. But Elliot Day beginning to turn the screw here as they're going to head to, and it's Elliot Day going into the last 50 of the 200-metre butterfly senior final. Elliot Day with a serious swim here and leads now by a definitive margin to Hanson Shaper and McClellan Maher. Day touches going for that last 25, and you'd have to think he's favourite from here. Elliot Day with a big swim. Hanson Shaper and McClellan Maher are both very close for second, but it's going to be Elliot Day, and it's going to be Elliot Day impressively. 2:02.19. It's going to be Hanson Shaper. It's a Nova 1-2 as Hanson Shaper is second, McClellan Maher in third, and then Daniel Kennedy with a huge swim in lane 7 for Ards in fourth. Brogan McAvenny in 5th, Adam Wilson 6th. But a very good swim from Elliot Day. 2:02.19. He qualified this morning with 2:02.18, so 0.01 of a second behind, but it was enough. Hanson Shaper 2:03.56, an improvement on this morning by over a second, as was McClellan Maher at 2:03.94. He'll bring home the Irish title. McClellan Maher from Kilkenny, Daniel Kennedy from Ards in fourth, and Brogan McAvenny from Kilkenny also back in fifth. A brilliant swim from Elliot Day, showing off not only his strength but his consistency to record 2 very similar times in such a demanding event, both in the morning and the evening. We're going to move on now to the junior final of the 200-metre butterfly for the women's. And we have 7 in this first. And it is in lane 1, Ksenia Nita from Nina. In lane 2 is Hannah Malloy from Trojan. In lane 3 is Niamh Kenny from Aer Lingus. In lane 4 is Katie Waters from Galway. In lane 5 is Sarah Saleh from St. Felix. In 6 is Niamh Burstein from Nova. And in 7 is Hannah Poynton from Trojan. Quite close between Waters, Kenny and Saleh based off their swims this morning. It'll be interesting to see how this junior final takes shape. Hannah Poynton, the youngest of the lineup. She's in lane 7. Naturally, as I say that, lane 7 is currently unoccupied, so we're not going to see Hannah Poynton, unfortunately, in this final. So it's just lane 1 to 6. Just the 6 are going to swim for this junior final. And they're off and swimming. Katie Waters, potentially the first to rise in lane 4 from Kenny in 3. But all very close, in truth, at the first touch of 25 metres. Waters definitively out in front as they head towards the quarterway mark. It's lane 5 is Sarah Saleh, who is second. Potentially Kenny in third and Burstein in 4 at the moment. Near side here, Ksenia Nita also with a good start, but it is Katie Waters who leads them at the 75-metre mark from Saleh in second. These have gone a little bit clear of Kenny in third at this moment in time. And it's going to be just Waters at halfway. 1:10.64 from Saleh, 1:11.20. Kenny 1:12.43 in third. Burstein, Nita and Malloy, that's the way they go at the halfway stage. And it's just still Waters. We're getting very much closer. Saleh in 5. It seems to be between these two at this stage. Kenny still in third, Burstein in 4. It's beginning to be tough stuff. This is where it can get hard. And it's Waters with 50 to go. It's Katie Waters just in front by less than a second to Saleh from St. Felix in second. Kenny still third, Burstein fourth. Then Malloy and Nita. But it's Katie Waters who's been out in front the entire way. And she's got 25 metres to last home here in the junior final. Katie Waters turns in the lead from Saleh in second, and Waters potentially building up a little bit of a gap now. Getting away from Saleh in second, Kenny in third, Burstein 4 and Malloy 5. But it's going to be Katie Waters that does the job and wins the junior final. And does it very nicely in 2:32.20 from Saleh in second, 2:34.52. Kenny back in third. Malloy stuck at it very well, actually. Hannah Malloy of Trojan in fourth. Burstein 5 and Nita in 6. But Katie Waters 2:32.2. A full 3 seconds quicker than this morning. So very impressive swim from the 16-year-old from Galway. Saleh also 2 seconds quicker than earlier this morning as well. 2:34.52 for her, finishing second in the junior final. We now move on to the transition final, which is going to be a full complement of 10. Starting off closest to us in lane 0, that's Rachel Harris from Natar West in London. Ruth Kelly in 1 from New Ross. Zofia Quigley in 2 from Ards. Faith Hayburn in 3 from Swim Belfast. Sharon Semchi from Sunday Wells in 4. Alana Burns-Atkin in 5 for Banbridge. In 6 is Katie Hammond from Nova Centurion. Grace Coyle in 7 for Bangor. Eva Bailey in 8 for New Ross. And Fallon Becker in 9 for Glenalban. I feel like a bit of a broken record, but again, not much between these top 3 or 4 based off this morning. Semchi just about with the fastest prelim time from Burns-Atkin, but less than 0.1 of a second between all of them. So between those two, so it could be anyone's here in the transition final of the 200-metre butterfly. A good start from Semchi in 4. Also coming up well in 2 was Zofia Quigley from Ards, the 14-year-old, as they head to that first turn. And it is definitely Semchi out in front. Semchi from potentially lane 5. That's Burns-Atkin in second. So we're seeing the main protagonists already get to the front. 29.64 at the first turn from Sharon Semchi. Gone out very quick here. Will she be able to last home? It's Semchi from Burns-Atkin in second. It's potentially lane 7 in third there. That's Grace Coyle, swimming very well at the 75-metre mark, alongside Katie Hammond from Nova in 6. Those two are ahead of 3 and 2, which is Hayburn and Quigley. But it is Semchi, 104.87, so it has slowed up a little bit. Still out pretty quick though. From Burns-Atkin in second, Hammond in third, Coyle in fourth. Hayburn making a bit of progress in fifth as well. But Semchi keeping it up at the moment from Burns-Atkin. Semchi turns at the 125 mark, still with a little bit in hand from Burns-Atkin. The two of these are clear of Katie Hammond in third. And then comes potentially in lane 2, making a lot of progress is Quigley, maybe into fourth, but Semchi into the last 50, 141.90. It's been a very good swim, but these last 50 metres can be punishing in the 200 metre butterfly. And Semchi keeping it up at the moment. Sharon Semchi from Sunday Wells, from Burns-Atkin. Katie Hammond continuing to make progress in third from Nova Centurion, but Semchi is still out in front. You can tell that she's beginning to tire slightly, but she's still well out in front, and she's going to hang on from there, one would have to think. Semchi's going to do it, and Semchi's going to win the transition final with a very good swim of 2:19.36. Burns-Atkin in second, 2:21.22. Third for Katie Hammond. Hayburn fourth. Quigley 5. Rachel Harris, Ruth Kelly, Bailey Becker and Coyle. But Sharon Semchi, she went out very hard in under 30 seconds at the 50 metre mark, but 2:19.36, a good improvement on this morning, breaking that 2:20 bracket, which she'll be ecstatic with. The 20-year-old from Sunday Wells, Burns-Atkin, with a very solid swim. The 15-year-old from Banbridge, 2:21.22, improvement on this morning, as was the swim of Katie Hammond with 2:22. So a win for Sunday Wells in the transition final of the 200 metre butterfly. But that moves us on to the senior final, the open final. And this is a fascinating race, and we've seen an awful lot of swimmers from our guest Nova Centurion, and it could be any one of them that could have a chance in this. It looks a really open race. And in lane 0 is Tony Jameson from Lisburn, the 16-year-old. Hannah O'Shea is in 1 for Dolphin. In 2 is Ellie Donegan from Larne, and this is where the Nova Centurion battalion take over. In 3 is Connie Phillips. In 4 is Emma Erskine. In 5 is Anya Priest. In 6 is Olivia Kingsland. In 7 is Kate Morris. In 8 is Evie Johnson. Those are all from lane 3 to lane 8, all from Nova Centurion. And in 9 is Sarah Demicolli from ASA Malta. In 9. Erskine with the best time this morning with 2:14.67. Anya Priest, who was in a different heat to Erskine, is through as the second best time with 2:15.99. The two of them the only two to beat 2:16. In fact, Connie Phillips 2:17.44 and Olivia Kingsland 2:17.58. But as we've seen throughout the majority of this evening, a lot of swimmers improving on this morning's run, or this morning's swim, should I say, which would be a common theme and could well continue here. So it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever to see maybe more than the two breaking the 2:16 mark on this occasion. Erskine in 4, Priest in 5, the likelier ones in this, but you can't rule any of them out. All excellent swimmers to get to this open final. And a lane 3 there, Connie Phillips with a very good start, the 15-year-old. At the 25 metre mark, and Phillips is out quickly, as is lane 2 here. Lane 2, Ellie Donegan from Larne, is potentially going to be 1 and 2. Lane 3 and 2. Yeah, it's Connie Phillips 30.29 from Donegan 30.59. Kate Morris in 7 is third. Anya Priest 4th. Erskine in lane 4, only 6th at the first turn, but that was only 50 metres, and so much can change in these races, and we're already seeing that change here. It was Phillips potentially still just, but Anya Priest in 5, making a good effort of it. Now coming into it is Erskine in 4. 7 is still there, that's Kate Morris. Donegan in 2, still there as well. Very close between the first 5 or 6 here. And it was 105.28. It was Kate Morris in 7 that touched first at the halfway stage. This could really be a blanket finish, as Erskine maybe just at the 125 mark from Priest. Back in 3rd now is Kate Morris. Maybe they went out too quick. Still in lane 2. An unbelievable swim from Ellie Donegan still. She's definitely in 3rd, as it's Erskine who just touches in 1st at 139.93. Priest 2nd, Donegan in 3rd. Still all to play for here in the 200 metre women's butterfly open final. And it's Erskine just in front with 25 to go. Erskine does lead, and it's going to be Priest in 2nd potentially. Also still there is Ellie Donegan. What a swim from the Larne 18-year-old, but Erskine just out in front. Erskine's going to last at home, and Erskine's going to win it. Emma Erskine wins the fly final. Anya Priest in 2nd. Ellie Donegan in 3rd. Kate Morris with a very good swim in 4th as well. Connie Phillips in 5th. It was Emma Erskine, who was a little bit behind early on, was 6th early on after the 50-metre turn, was in 6th position, but showed stamina in abundance. Anya Priest, a very good swim from herself as well. Very solid based off this morning as well. She finished 2nd with 2:15.50, and Ellie Donegan in 3rd for Larne. 2:18.12 this morning, has bettered that by nearly 2 seconds to grab the bronze medal overall, and will be taking home the Irish senior medal as well. So an excellent performance from all 3 of them. Another fantastic race. And we're going to make a few more presentations here. We're going to get the presentations of the 100-metre freestyle now. Next up, if you've only just joined us, the winners of those 100-metre freestyles, they were both fantastic finals. Jack Grace just winning the men's from Evan Bailey, the 16-year-old from New Ross, and David Thompson from Ards in 3rd. It was a fascinating swim from the 3 of them, and in the women's equivalent it was Freya Colbert from Nova Centurion who took it home from Victoria Catterson of Ards in 2nd, and Erin Reardon from NAC back in 3rd. Another tight finish as well, though.
This is the medley presentation for the men's 100 meter.
We're going to see the presentation for the men's 100 metre freestyle. You can see David Thompson getting awarded his bronze medal. Very solid swim, sub 50 seconds from all 3 of these. Evan Bailey, the 16-year-old, Jack Grace, the 23-year-old from Kingdom. And well deserved as well from Jack Grace. He recorded a sub 50-second heat this morning. He was the only man to do so, and again had to pull it out of the bag, had to improve again off that performance to win the final. this evening, but went and did so. And now the women's 100-metre freestyle presentations. In third there, Maria Godden from Kilkenny, obviously the third Irish finisher. Erin Reardon, the second Irish finisher from NAC, is her home pool. She saw him an excellent race. Freya Colbert, the winner of the race, and gets the commemorative medal. And Victoria Catterson getting the national gold medal from Ards. Swam a super race, and all four of them putting in a real treat for us to have watched. So now we have to move on, and it's going to be the 100-metre breaststroke. That's going to be our next event, both men's and women's. We have a junior transition and senior final for both. I'd like to remind you all at this stage as well to make sure to get involved in Swim Ireland's club and community prize draw. Swim Ireland is giving you the opportunity to win a family adventure holiday to New York with Platinum Travel. Trip includes a 4-night stay in Manhattan, New York, Explore sightseeing ticket, a helicopter tour, and a stretch limousine transfer from the airport to your hotel. And to enter, all you have to do is purchase a €5 ticket from the Swim Ireland Clubs and Community Prize draw. Of course, €4 from that ticket purchased goes to the club you choose to support, which is brilliant, a great initiative. So make sure to find out more information at swimireland.ie or head to bit.ly/swimireland draw to get those tickets and to support your clubs, and also be in with an opportunity for a once-in-a-lifetime trip over to Manhattan. Starting off with the junior final of the 100-metre breaststroke. It's Zach Moyo from Swim Belfast in lane 2, Ben Cardwell, should I say, from Bangor in 3, Kim Davidorge from Nova Centurion in 4, Jack Carrick from Limerick in 5, and David Leggett from Larne in 6. So just the 5 for the junior final of the 100-metre breaststroke. And it's going to be Davidorge who's probably going to touch in first at the 24. 100 metres back to 4 lengths of the pool on this occasion. And Davidorge definitely in front, but Zach Moyo from Swim Belfast in lane 2, closest to us, with a good early swim, and at the halfway stage it's Davidorge who's still out in front, 31.69. From Moyo second, Cardwell third, Carrick and Leggett, but they're all within striking distance. As it is, Davidorge just, but only just, to Zach Moyo on the near side. Davidorge the first to touch, 25 to go. In the 100-metre breaststroke junior final, Davidorge, and coming between the two of them is Ben Cardwell with an almighty late swim. Davidorge still in front, tying up slightly, but is he going to get there? Davidorge just 108.42 for Kim Davidorge. Takes the junior final from Zach Moyo in second, 108.88. Ben Cardwell in between the two with a late lunge for third, 109.07. Carrick in fourth and Leggett in 5, but only a second and a half between the 5 of them. Davidorge with a very similar time to this morning, posted 108.54 this morning, 108.42. Zach Moyo with a much improved effort, 1:10.52 this morning, down to 1:08.88. So excellent progress from the Swim Belfast 15-year-old. Now an opportunity to see the transition final, and we're back to a full complement of 10. For this, starting off with lane 0 is Benji Cummings from Ards. Michael McNamara is in 1 for Claire Morris. In 2 is Ali Ryan from Coolmine. Andrea Malia is in 3 for ASA Malta. Nikita Veternikov for NAC in 4. Liam O'Connor in 5 for Terranure. Ben Woodside in 6 for Larne. Anthony Marr, who had a brilliant morning in the heats, in 7 for Sligo. Patrick Curley in 8 for ESB. And Samuel Burke-Carey from St. Felix in 9 for the transition final of the 100-metre breaststroke. Remember that this open final, due to take place in around a minute or two's time, you wouldn't want to miss it, between Corby and Cook. Should be a fascinating race, but this transition final, very big in its own right, and Veternikov, the only to break the 105 barrier in the prelims. 104.83 for him. Veternikov in lane 4. But all of them making a very good start, and it is probably Veternikov who comes out in front as they head towards the 25-metre. It was Veternikov the first to touch. Interesting to see who comes out after him. Potentially lane 5, that's Liam O'Connor from Terranure. Lane 6 as well, Ben Woodside from Larne. Very close in between. Lane 3, Andrea Malia from ASA Malta, also swimming big at the halfway stage. It was Veternikov at sub-30, 29.78 for Veternikov, who's clearly ahead at this moment in time from Liam O'Connor in second, who's going to touch in second. Then comes Malia in third. But it is Veternikov with just 25 metres to last out. And keeping at it very bravely as well. In 6, a big swim from Ben Woodside. Liam O'Connor's in there, as is Malia in 3, but it is Veternikov who takes it from Ben Woodside in lane 6 for Larne. Andrea Malia from ASA Malta in third, with Liam O'Connor in fourth. Just touched out of the places, Liam O'Connor, with a good swim, 105.41 for him, but Veternikov 104.13. A very good swim. Continued to be the only one of those swimmers to break the 105 barrier. Ben Woodside getting very close, as was Malia, at 105.13 and 105.19 respectively. Those were improvements on their morning efforts. But Nikita Veternikov was always in control of that transition final, and the NAC swimmer, the home swimmer, gets the job done, and we move on to the open final. A richly anticipated open final as well. 10 very, very good swimmers in action. Starting off in lane 0 from Galway, the 18-year-old Ben Nocton. In 1, the 19-year-old from Kilkenny, Alex McClellan-Marr. We saw him earlier on this evening. In 2 is Thomas White from Nova. In 3 is Andrew Feenan from Sunday Wells. In 4 is Oisin Cook from Tuam. In 5 is Owen Corby from Limerick. In 6 is Morgan Berryman from Larne. From 7 is Matthew Hand from Ards. In lane 8 is Mako Merkovic from UCD. And in 9 is Conor McElroy Sanchez from Swim Belfast. You can see the anticipation. They're just, you feel and you can sense it. But Oisin Cook and Owen Corby both recording sub-minute heats. But in truth, all of these are serious swimmers. All of them under the 105 in their prelims. But you have to think it's lane 4, Oisin Cook, 59.44 this morning. Owen Corby in 5:59.52 this morning. You have to sense it's between those two. They're a good 2 or 3 seconds clear on the prelims. We're getting ready here for the 100-metre breaststroke final. The open final. Lane 4 Cook, lane 5 Corby. And it is probably Cook just out in front of Corby as they head to the 25-metre start. They've already gone a couple clear of Andrew Feenan in third. Very good from him. Over in lane 8, a very good start from Mako Markovic as well. All of these are swimming big as Corby is probably just going to touch 27.88, plays 28.12. Between the two of them, Corby and Cook having a ding-dong out in front. In 6th, there is Morgan Berryman with a big swim at the moment. Corby and Cook inseparable as they touch with 25 metres to go. Owen Corby and Oisin Cook very close in the 100-metre breaststroke. There's not much between them at all. Potentially just Cook from Corby. Cook's going to get it, I think. And Oisin Cook's done it. Oisin Cook has beaten Owen Corby. Back in third was Morgan Berryman, who's just got it from Andrew Feenan. Back in 5th was Thomas White, a good swim from him. Matthew Hand 6, Markovic 7, Nocton 8, McClellan Maher in 9, and McElroy Sanchez in 10. But all of them sub 105, and what a swim from Oisin Cook from Tuam. 59.10 against 59.28. Well clear of Berryman, who to his credit improved nearly a second from this morning. Sub 102 for him, 101.95. Well, that was fascinating to watch, though. The two of them, Cook and Corby, were in the ascendancy from early doors, and they traded blows for the majority of that breaststroke. And Cook gets on top on this occasion, ends up winning it by nearly 0.2 of a second. Some really solid swims in behind. Can't take that away. The likes of Berryman, Feenan, all the way down. Markovic was up there for a long way for UCD out in lane 8. Ben Nocton near side in 0 with a very creditable race. All of them improving on this morning's efforts, and a serious performance from the majority of them. And we're now going to move on to the women's equivalent. The junior final, the transition final, and then the open final. And the junior final of the women's breaststroke, just the two in at lane 4 and lane 5. So all the attention will be on the two of them, and it's Chloe Daybell, the 16-year-old from Nova Centurion, who is in 4, and Cara Maher from Terenure, the 15-year-old, is in 5. Daybell with around a 2-second preference in the preliminaries from Maher, so you'd have to think lane 4 comes in here as the slight favourite, but not too much between them. And they've started off pretty evenly. Daybell probably just in front. Definitely in front from Maher in second of the 100 metres breaststroke junior final. Daybell with a prelim of 1:15.75, Maher with 1:17.63 this morning. And Daybell clearly in front as they head to the 50-metre mark. And is there in 34.7. So a very impressive first 50. Mara there in 37.17. Two of these looking to improve on this morning's efforts and showing every chance that they may well do so, as Daybell is going to come to the 75-metre mark at around the 55-second mark. Should be looking to put in a strong last 25. Mara's back in second, but it's going to go to Chloe Daybell, one would assume. With around 10 to go, it's going to be very close to her prelim time. Chloe Daybell finishes off in 1:15.04. A good time from Chloe Daybell. Cara Maher, 1:18.81 in second. So win for Daybell and Nova Centurion in the junior final of the 100-metre breaststroke. Daybell just improving on this morning's effort by nearly a second. Very close to breaking that 1:15 barrier, but just a small bit over, but a very good swim nonetheless. A lot to be proud of there, with Cara Maher in second. And on to the transition final of the 100-metre breaststroke, and back to a full complement here in lane 0. Closest to us is Roisin Nireen from Limerick. In 1 is Isabel Kidney of Sunday Wells, the 15-year-old. Amelia Urry from Bangor is in 2. Beth Nolan in 3 for Sunday Wells as well. Emily Leonard from Natar West in London. Ciara Aiken from Ards in 5. Megan Jones from Portmarnock in 6. Amy Noble from Asgard in 7. Maya Galay from ASA Malta in 8. And Aline Lund from NAC in 9. Very solid start from the majority of these swimmers. It's potentially 3 at the moment. Beth Nolan, who may have just got there in front, but very close at this moment in time. And interesting to see who rises. Still might be Nolan in the mix in lane 2. Closer to us is Amelia Urry with a good start. 5 and 4 potentially taking over now. Aiken from Leonard, and it is Ciara Aiken from Ards just in front of Leonard. Beth Nolan in 3rd, Urry in 4. Amy Noble is still right there as well, over in 7. But it's probably just 5 at the moment, which is Ciara Aiken from Emily Leonard in 4. The two of these a little bit on from Amy Noble from Asgard in 7, swimming a big race. And also not out of it is Beth Nolan on the near side in 3. It's just about lane 5 at the moment, just about Aiken from Leonard. Aiken from Leonard. Aiken's going to take it. Aiken wins the transition final. Ciara Aiken from Emily Leonard in 2nd. It's Amy Noble over in lane 7 from Asgard in 3rd. Beth Nolan, who started so well from Sunday Wells, in 4th. Amelia Urry through for 5th. And Maya Galay back in 6th. Very good swim from Ciara Aiken from Ards, 1:13.35, an improvement on this morning's time, as was Emily Leonard, who was also sub 1:14 with 1:13.96. So good swims from the two of them in lane 5 and lane 4 respectively. All about improving on those morning times. That's going to move us on to the final. And what a good final it should be of the 100-metre breaststroke. Starting off closest to us in lane 0, that's Beth Gardner from NAC. Beside her is Molly Nolte from Swilly Seals. In 2 is Ellie Ward from Nova Centurion. In 3 is Ciara Fletcher from Nova Centurion as well. In 4, the 16-year-old Ellie McCartney from Ards. In 5 is also a 16-year-old from NAC, Kelly Brown. Not much between those two in the heat. Emer Doyle in 6 for Limerick. In 7 is Ava Jones, just 13 years of age, from Portmarnock. Lara McAvoy is in 8 for Aer Lingus, and Amy McAuliffe is in 9 for ASA Malta. As I say, Ava Jones was in the first of 3 heats for this competition this morning and ran a super, or swam a super race to be into this final. 1:13.20 for the 13-year-old, but up against it here against Ellie McCartney and Kelly Brown, both who were sub 1:10. Fletcher was also very close to that, 1:10.20. The 3 of them a little bit way clear of the next in, which is Emer Doyle in lane 6. So the final, the open final of the 100-metre breaststroke. Very close in the prelims between plenty of these. You'd think McCartney and Brown probably have the edge in 4 and 5 respectively. But it could be any swimmer's game here. A good start in 4 from McCartney. Also in 3 from Fletcher. A strong start from her as they get to the 25-metre mark, and it's probably just McCartney still. Kelly Brown's right there, as is Fletcher in 3. The swimmers you assumed might come to the 4 are already doing so at the halfway mark, and it is Fletcher who's gone in front from McCartney at the halfway stage. Brown in 3rd, Doyle 4, Ward in 5. Very close here. This could be another blanket finish. We've seen plenty of them already this evening. And it's still Fletcher maybe in 3, maybe Fletcher in 3. From in 4 is Ellie McCartney. Still right there in 5 is Kelly Brown. But it's Fletcher that's definitely in front at this moment. Ciara Fletcher from Nova Centurion, from Ellie McCartney, who's still right there, but it's going to be Fletcher who's going to take it. Fletcher wins it, wins the 100-metre breaststroke from Ellie McCartney in 2nd, Kelly Brown in 3rd, Emer Doyle with a big swim back in 4th, Ellie Ward in 5th, Jones in 6th, Gardner, McAvoy, McAuliffe and Nolte. 1:08.62 for Ciara Fletcher. A super swim, improving vastly from this morning. McCartney again with Brown were also sub 1:10 as we saw this morning. Emer Doyle 1:10.6. A very good swim from herself. And Ellie Ward 1:11.66. Improvement from the Nova Centurion swimmer as well. But it goes to Ciara Fletcher. Ellie McCartney will take home the national prize for Ards, the 16-year-old. Another very solid swim. 2 sub 70-second swims today from McCartney, which is to be very much commended. We're going to have some presentations after this as well. We're going to have the presentations of the 200-metre butterfly, which was won by Elliot Day of Nova Centurion for the men's, and was won by Emma Erskine, also of Nova Centurion, for the women's. We'll have a look at those presentations, see who gains national medals. Fletcher there coming out on top in the 100-metre breaststroke final. Which only leaves us with one event left to go, and we're going to have the 100-metre medley for men's to start off with, and then on to the women's. Just the one final each for these two, just an open final. And the men's and women's race, for that matter, both look very competitive on paper. So impressed with Electra Level earlier today for Greece, who won the 800 metre freestyle women's race and comes in here with a leading chance in the individual medley. We'll see her perform in around 5 to 6 minutes time, I would say. But for now, we'll be getting on to the presentations of the butterfly. Really hope you're enjoying the coverage brought to you this evening on the Swim Ireland YouTube channel. A pleasure to be bringing you these pictures, and brilliant that these short course championships are on in 2021 for the first time since 2019, and it's been a brilliant day for Irish swimming. Earlier today, if you haven't heard, Ellen Walsh winning a silver in the 400 metre individual medley at the World Short Course Swimming Championships over in Abu Dhabi. Ireland with a strong team out there, and it's Ireland's second ever medal at a World Championship and the first ever in an Olympic event. So massive congratulations must go out to Ellen Walsh. Also Mona McSharry earlier this morning also progressed to a final, breaking her own Irish senior record in the process in the 50 metre breaststroke semi-finals, and has qualified for the final ranked third. And she has not won a senior medal, a world senior medal before, should I say, but she did win obviously a bronze medal at the LEN European Short Course Swimming Championships back in 2019. So best of luck to Mona. Everyone here in Swim Ireland is behind you. We're going to have the presentation of the 200 metre butterfly now. And the bronze medal, the bronze Irish medal, goes to Brogan McAvinny from Kilkenny. Two very good swims today, both in the heat this morning and in the final, taking a approach of going out pretty hard. Yeah, so the second in the national medal is going to Daniel Kennedy from Ards, 17-year-old, and the commemorative silver medal going to Cyril Hansen-Shaper of Nova Centurion. And again, the commemorative medal going to Elliot Day of Nova Centurion, and the national champion of Ireland, Alex McClellan-Marr, the 19-year-old from Kilkenny, with an excellent swim. And you can see there on your screen, they're brilliant to see. McClellan-Marr and McAvinny with a gold and bronze medal to show for their efforts, the two Kilkenny boys, getting a photo that I'm sure will make a mantelpiece somewhere. Great to see these moments being made happen at the Irish Short Course Championships. The two of them swimming with brilliant, brilliant promise, and well deserving of those medals. And for the women's 200 metre butterfly, the women's 200 metre butterfly, we're going to have a few more commemorative medals. Yeah, so in third in the national 200 metre butterfly is Tony Jameson from Lisburn, Hannah O'Shea in second from Dolphin, also a commemorative medal for Anya Priest from Nova Centurion.
A commemorative medal is presented to Emma Erskine from Nova Centurion.
And a commemorative medal to Emma Erskine from Nova Centurion. And it's Ella Donegan from Larne, the 18-year-old who swam such a brilliant race. That's the National Irish Champion for the 2021 Irish Short Course Championships. That commemorative medal going to Emma Erskine of Nova Centurion. It was a brilliant race, that final. With Erskine, Priest, Donegan all vying out for the finish, which was brilliant to see. And it does lead us on to our final event of the evening. The final, but not last, but not least, for sure. We're going to start off with the men's 100-meter medley. It's going to be another really good race, one would have to think. Closest to us in lane 0, Daniel Mulholland of Lisburn. In lane 1, representing Galway, is Ben Nocton. In lane 2 is Matthew Gallet from ASA Malta. In lane 3, Owen Corby just edged out of things earlier on in the 100-meter breaststroke for Limerick. Jack Casson, the quickest qualifier. In 4 for Dolphin. In 5 is Evan Bailey from New Ross. In 6 is Callum Ashton from UCD. In Michael Straffrace from ASA Malta. In 7, Conor McElroy Sanchez from Swim Belfast. In 8, and Joe Reedy from Kingdom in 9. And this is a fascinating race. The 100-meter individual medley. Jack Casson, as I mentioned a minute ago, the fastest qualifier, 55.63. Owen Corby, so good in the breaststroke. And Evan Bailey just touched off in the 100-meter freestyle. The three of these look clear on the times. Matthew Gallet was sub a minute, as was Ashton, as was Staffrace, and as was Ben Nocton in the prelim. So it's a really good standard here. And they're going to start off the first 25 metres. Just maybe lane 5 potentially there, Evan Bailey. But it's lane 4 is going to come up first. That's Jack Casson. Corby in 3 as well. The three of these almost inseparable. It's going to be Casson though at halfway. Casson 25.41. Bailey 25.68. Corby 26.06. As the three of them go to that breaststroke, and Corby, you can see him making up that ground on his favourite stroke, and Corby takes over with 25 to go. Owen Corby touches in front with 25 metres to go. Now it goes to Bailey's favourite, the freestyle. In between them is Jack Casson, but Corby, he's going to enact revenge, and he's going to do it this time round in the individual medley. Owen Corby at sub 55, 54.99 from Owen Corby wins him the individual medley. Jack Casson in second, 55.64, a super swim. Evan Bailey, another super swim from him in third for New Ross at 55.79. Ashton back in fourth. Staffrace also with a big swim, as was Gallet, Nocton, Mulholland and McElroy Sanchez, all breaking the minute mark, and Joe Reedy just 0.1 of a second out of it as well. So just goes to show you the standard on show in that individual medley. A super race, and Owen Corby, who was very close to winning the 100-metre breaststroke earlier on, was just denied by Oisin Cook on that occasion. It was that third leg of the medley that really got him going. He was in third at halfway and over a second behind Casson at that stage, but he made up all the ground in that third leg. Touchdown in front at the 75-metre mark and was able to stay there. Put some really impressive swims from plenty of them, as I say. 9 of the 10 breaking the minute marker, and the 10th being just 1.1 of a second over it. It just goes to show you the standard on show. Very good swims from Staffrace, Ben Nocton, Gallet, Ashton, all with very good swims. And that's going to lead us to our final event of the evening. And it is the 100-metre individual medley for the women's now. And starting off in lane 0, Beth Nolan for Sunday Wells, the 19-year-old. Amy McAuliffe is beside her in 1 for ASA Malta. Grace Davison, the 14-year-old from Ard, in 2. Ellie McCartney, we just saw her out in 3 for Ards as well. Electra Level, the one I was talking about a couple of minutes ago, from Greece, in 4. Jenna McDougald already in the medals this evening in 5 for UCD. Danielle Farrell swam a brilliant heat this morning in 6. Iona Colbert, younger sister of Freya Colbert, who won earlier this evening, in 7 for Nova Centurion. Florence Tinsley from Ards, the 19-year-old, in 8. And Hannah McMenamin from Aer Lingus in 9, the 24-year-old. Level looks the favourite, but McDougald, McCartney, Danielle Farrell, all swimming brilliant heats. But Level the only one to break the 103 barrier. You'd have to think, if producing a similar enough performance, she may well add to her 800-metre freestyle victory this morning. And a very even start. And it's potentially Liebel who comes out in front there in lane 4. In lane 5, a good start from McDougald as well, as you'd expect. Who's going to come out in front here for the backstroke portion of the medley? It is Liebel from McDougald in 2nd. Perhaps lane 7 in 3rd at the moment. Iona Colbert, very good in 3. Ellie McCartney with a big swim at halfway, though. Liebel in front from McDougald. Colbert, Tinsley on the far side is also right in there as well, as they come to the 3rd part of the medley. And it is still Liebel, but being hotly pursued by McDougald. McCartney with a big swim as well on that leg as well, as they come to the freestyle, the final 25, and it's Liebel just. McCartney is keeping her honest, though, in 2nd. McDougald is in 3rd at the moment, but Liebel's going to do it. She's going to add to her 800-metre title, and she's going to win it. McDougald just gets the nod in 2nd. 103.5 beats Ellie McCartney. 103.53. 0.03 of a second between the two of them. Grace Davison with a huge swim back in 4th for Ards in lane 2. Sub 105 for her. Danielle Farrell was also sub 105 with 104.81. Tinsley 6th, then Colbert, Nolan, McMenamin and McAuliffe. A very strong heat with Liebel taking over very early on in the race and really just had to keep going. McCartney made a good fist of it with an excellent 3rd leg of the medley. McDougald was always there. She started brilliantly and she picks up a 2nd medal for this evening. She was 3rd earlier on in the first competition we had this evening, the backstroke. She came 3rd in that, and And just before we get on to those presentations, a final talk through of the brilliant competition being run at the moment by Swim Ireland, giving the opportunity for people not only to help out their clubs, but also to bag a few brilliant prizes as well. It's been a tough 2 years for all these clubs competing in the Irish National Short Course Championships, and it's fantastic to see those swimmers getting to compete for national titles this year, having not been able to last year. But the clubs are still trying their best and they need your support, and Swim Ireland, with their clubs and community prize draw, have a great opportunity to do that. €4 from every €5 ticket purchased for this prize, going directly to support the club of your support. You can choose to buy a ticket that supports all 47 clubs involved, and the prizes are fantastic. Those prizes, remember, include a trip to New York, a staycation at the 4-star Photo Island Resort, a break at the Castleroy Hotel in Limerick, and a whole host of other prizes as well. So please make sure to get involved. A brilliant initiative being run by Swim Ireland, and hopefully help your local club. And that concludes the action for this evening. We're going to have a few presentations before we leave you be. But the great thing about this Short Course Championship is that we've got 2 more days of action to look forward to. Back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for another list of heats before moving forward into a finals at 5:30 tomorrow evening. And then we go again on Saturday at the same times, 10 a.m. in the morning for the heats and 5:30 for the finals. I really hope you've enjoyed the coverage both this morning and this evening, and we look forward to bringing you those same level of coverage over the coming days. I'll have John Kenny beside me again tomorrow morning, hopefully a few guests in the commentary box with myself during the evening as well. And we've got John Kenny also back on Saturday as well, giving the wealth of knowledge to swimming that he provides, having commentated on so many Olympic Games. And to see the blossoming of Irish swimming at this moment in time, a really strong period for Swim Ireland, and I think these championships have shown just the level of competition, and it's brilliant to see so many competitors coming from overseas, from Nottingham and from London, from Malta, from Greece. We've seen it all, and I think an awful lot of competitors have every reason to be happy with their efforts this evening. The amount of swimmers improving on their heats time. So for those wondering what we have for you tomorrow, starting off with the mixed 200-metre freestyle relay, which should be an excellent race. The women's 400-metre intermediate medley and the men's 400-metre intermediate medley. And we move on to the women's 50-metre butterfly, always a brilliant event. Then the men's 50-metre butterfly, the women's 200-metre freestyle, the men's 200-metre freestyle, the 100-metre backstroke for women's and men's, before the 200-metre breaststroke for women's and men's as well. So plenty to look forward to tomorrow morning. There'll be plenty of heats, plenty of action. But we're going to go over to the presentations obviously now for this evening's finals, the more pressing matters at hand. And These are the 100-metre freestyle medals. Owen Corby in second there, Oisin Cook in first, and Morgan Berryman, who we just saw on our screens there, collecting his bronze medal. But Oisin Cook beating Owen Corby in probably the race of the evening. It's nip and tuck all the way between the two of them, both posting strong times in the early 59s. Now of the 100-metre breaststroke women's medals to be presented. Both the commemorative awards and the national Irish medals. And the bronze medal going to Emer Doyle from Limerick Swimming Club. A brilliant swim from Emer. It's Kelly Brown. Commemorative medal to Ciara Fletcher from Nova Centurion. And the national winner of the 100-metre breaststroke in Ireland goes to Ellie McCartney, the 16-year-old from Ards. A brilliant swim, was involved in a fantastic tussle with Ciara Fletcher there. Kelly Brown also with a brilliant swim back in. She picks up a silver medal. Emer Doyle filling out the podium in third. So well done to all involved there. Brilliant swims, another very good final. We were treated to a whole host of brilliant finals this evening. And we now have the individual medley, which we're going to see three fantastic young swimmers take their medals. Evan Bailey in third. From New Ross, the 16-year-old, swam so well in the 100-metre freestyle earlier on this evening as well for second. Silver medal goes to Jack Casson, just 17 years old himself, from Dolphin. Was the fastest qualifier going in, but comes second. And a serious swim from Owen Corby, the Irish international, the 19-year-old, who wins the individual medley, in a healthy round of applause for him as well, because it was an excellent swim. The way he turned the screw between the 50 and 75 metre mark was the winning and losing of the race, really. And Corby was superb, and he'll have been a little bit disappointed to have been edged out in the breaststroke final, to come second, and made amends in the medley. But three really promising young swimmers, and that race was full of extremely exciting talent when you think of the likes of Mulholland, Naughton, age 18, McElroy Sanchez, 19, Joe Reedy, 18. When we get to the women's 100-metre medley, obviously only just out of the pool, so it might be a minute or two before we can get these girls to come out and take their positions on the podium. Obviously, all competitors going in for a shower after their exertions this evening. Plenty of them have swam, for some 3 or 4 times today. But now they seem to be ready, and they're going to take their positions. And it's Grace Davison, the 14-year-old from Ards, that's going to collect the bronze medal. And brilliant swim, just 14 years of age. Ellie McCartney, we just saw her get a medal there a few minutes ago. She's picking up a second one here. Silver on this occasion for the 16-year-old, also from Ards. Electra Level, her second commemorative medal today, having won the 800-metre freestyle this morning. And the gold medal the National Short Course 100-metre intermediate final, or individual medley, should I say. Winner is Jenna McDougall from UCD, the 19-year-old. Also had a very productive day swimming. One of those swimmers having 3, maybe 4 swims today. So well-earned rest on the horizon for them. Lebel coming over from Greece, and she's been so impressive with the way she's gone about things. And some fine young athletes and young swimmers to look forward to there in the shape of McDougall, McCartney and Davison. So that wraps up the presentations, and that wraps up all of what we have to show you today. As I mentioned, we've got coverage coming back to you at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll be back live on the Swim Ireland YouTube channel at around 9:55. And we really look forward to bringing you back for those heats tomorrow. And then obviously the finals tomorrow evening, and then copy and paste for Saturday. We really hope you've enjoyed the stream, brought to you by Swim Ireland in conjunction with HBV Studios. I've been Andrew Blair White. It's been a pleasure to bring you these pictures, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.